luxury sports sedans, few rivalries are as compelling as the face-off between the BMW M340i and the Lexus IS 500. These aren't just cars, they're statements of engineering philosophy, cultural heritage, and sheer driving exhilaration. The BMW M340i, a product of precision Bavarian craftsmanship, brings the sharpness, agility, and surgical handling that have long defined the brand's reputation for driving pleasure. It's a turbocharged missile cloaked in understated elegance, crafted for those who crave both performance and polish. On the other hand, the Lexus IS 500 makes its entrance like a rock star, blaring the unmistakable roar of a naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V8 engine, a rare and thrilling beast in an era dominated by turbos and hybrid electric compromise. It's brash, bold, and unapologetically visceral, delivering a throwback thrill that's becoming harder to find in today's increasingly digital world. The question is no longer about numbers or horsepower alone, it's about character, balance, and which of these two sedans delivers an experience that lives up to the badge on its hood. Imagine standing at the edge of a mountain road at dawn, keys in hand, both cars glistening with dew, ready to awaken. The M340i beckons with its modernity. It's smart, efficient inline-six engine producing 382 horsepower with silky smoothness, its adaptive suspension ready to read the road like a second skin. The IS 500, by contrast, pulses with old-school muscle, its V8 churning out 472 horsepower with a thunderous growl that rattles your ribcage and stirs something primal inside. These aren't just machines, they're experiences waiting to be unlocked, each with a unique recipe for automotive joy. And while the M340i leans into finesse, tuning its chassis and electronics for scalpel-like precision, the IS 500 counters with brawn and charisma, offering raw, unfiltered power that demands respect with every stomp of the throttle. From the outside, the M340i cuts a clean, refined figure, aggressive enough to turn heads but restrained enough to slip into any upscale neighborhood unnoticed. With its kidney grills, signature LED lights, and flowing contours, it wears its performance in a well-tailored suit. Inside, it's all about advanced ergonomics and technological integration, digital displays, voice controls, and tactile materials working together in harmony. The Lexus IS 500, however, takes a different path. Its sheet metal is more muscular, its hood bulging with promise, and its quad exhaust pipes shout performance to anyone within earshot. The cabin balances luxury and sport, with deep bucket seats, a driver-focused layout, and Lexus's famed build quality. It's less about gadgetry and more about a pure, analog connection with the road, old school in the best way. But numbers only tell part of the story. Yes, the M340i hit 60 miles per hour in about 4.1 seconds, thanks to its turbocharged efficiency and lightning-quick ZF8 speed transmission. The IS 500 isn't far behind, sprinting to 60 in 4.4 seconds with a weightier but more emotionally resonant push from its naturally aspirated heart. The BMW corners like it's on rails, its X-Drive all-wheel drive system offering confidence even when the road gets twisty and unpredictable. It's a car engineered to flatter the skilled driver, offering layers of grip and feedback that make each corner an invitation rather than a challenge. The Lexus, in contrast, asks you to muscle it a bit more. It's rear-wheel drive only, with a classic long hood/short deck silhouette, and its dynamics reward commitment. There's a rawness to its handling that reminds you you're piloting a 472 horsepower muscle sedan, not a tech-laden simulator. And therein lies the beauty. It's not always about lap times, but about the grin on your face when you roll on the throttle exiting a turn. Technologically, the M340i is a showcase of BMW's latest thinking, everything from adaptive cruise control with lane centering, to gesture controls and over-the-air updates. Its interface is intuitive and responsive, letting drivers personalize their experience down to the throttle mapping and ambient lighting. The IS 500, while not as bleeding edge, keeps things simple and effective. It includes Lexus's updated infotainment system, finally touch-friendly and Apple CarPlay/Android Auto compatible, and focuses more on tactile driving interaction than digital bells and whistles. It's for those who want less distraction and more driving. So which sedan wins this sport luxury duel? It really depends on what kind of enthusiast you are. The BMW M340i is the scalpel, a balanced, refined machine that blends technology, speed, and style into one of the most accessible sports sedans on the market. It makes you feel connected, confident, and in control, no matter the road or weather. But if you crave something with a little more soul, a little more noise, and a whole lot of attitude, the Lexus IS 500 may be your perfect match. It's not trying to be a tech showcase. It's trying to make your heart race, your palms sweat, and your senses come alive. It's for those who mourn the loss of naturally aspirated engines and analog charm. This battle is not just about 0 to 60 sprints or cornering GS. It's about philosophy. BMW believes in precision engineering, in delivering consistent, repeatable performance in a package that evolves with technology. Lexus, at least with the IS 500, is making a last stand for visceral emotion, for the kind of drive that leaves your ears ringing and your smile permanent. Both approaches are valid. Both sedans are excellent. But they represent very different roads in the journey of the modern sports sedan. As we begin this head-to-head breakdown, we'll dive deeper into the technical details, explore each car's real-world performance, and find out which of these two icons truly deserves the crown. This is not just a comparison, it's a celebration of everything that makes us love cars. So buckle up. The showdown has just begun. Now that we've lined up the BMW M340i and Lexus IS 500 for this sports sedan showdown, let's dive deeper into what makes these two machines stand out. On the surface, both are four-door sedans with sporty intentions, but peel back the layers and their personalities couldn't be more different. One is a high-tech, turbocharged scalpel born on the autobahns of Germany, while the other is a throaty, naturally aspirated samurai sword forged in Japan's relentless pursuit of perfection. We've already set the scene for this thrilling duel. Now it's time to break it all down and see which contender earns your hard-earned respect and admiration. Let's start with exterior design, where first impressions matter. The BMW M340i strikes a balance between elegance and aggression. With its sleek LED headlights, bold kidney grills, and aerodynamic contours, it's unmistakably a BMW. It doesn't shout for attention but demands it through subtle confidence. The proportions are balanced, the stance is low, and the details are sharp. Whether you see it in traffic or parked at the valet stand, it looks expensive, fast, and composed. The M340i appeals to those who want performance without screaming about it. Perfect for professionals who like a bit of thrill under their daily commute. Now enter the Lexus IS 500, and the tone shifts dramatically. This is a car that wants you to notice it. From its bulging hood to the muscular rear haunches and stacked quad exhaust tips, it screams V8 muscle in a tailored Japanese suit. Its spindle grille is bold and polarizing, but it gives the car a distinct personality. Lexus has sculpted a body that looks wide, planted, and poised to pounce. It's the kind of car that turns heads at every stoplight, and for some, that's exactly what a performance sedan should do. Make a statement even before the engine fires up. Slip inside the cabins, and the contrasts continue. BMW's interior is a technological tour de force. The driver-focused cockpit is awash in high-quality materials, brushed aluminum, stitched leather, and customizable ambient lighting. The digital gauge cluster and massive infotainment screen blend seamlessly, creating a futuristic environment that feels smart and upscale. The controls are intuitive, the seats are supportive yet comfortable, and everything feels crafted for the enthusiastic driver. It's high-tech, high-class, and highly functional. Lexus, meanwhile, brings a more traditional luxury vibe to the IS 500's cabin. You'll find high-grade leather, solid switchgear, and a layout that favors simplicity and clarity over gimmicks. The analog-style gauges remind you this car is more about feel than flash, and while the infotainment system is vastly improved with a touchscreen, it's still not quite as polished or responsive as BMW's iDrive. However, where Lexus shines is in seat comfort and long-distance support. The IS 500's front chairs feel like they were designed for grand touring across entire states. The overall atmosphere is warm, cocoon-like, and surprisingly serene for a car with such a violent exhaust note. Performance is where the gloves come off. The BMW M340i packs a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-six engine, pushing out 382 horsepower and 369 lb-ft of torque. Paired with the lightning-fast CF8-speed automatic transmission and xDrive all-wheel drive system, it rockets from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 4.1 seconds. It's efficient, powerful, and ruthlessly effective. The engine is smooth and eager, with torque available everywhere in the rev range. On a twisty road, the M340i feels like it's reading your mind. Precise steering, minimal body roll, and unshakable grip. It's a car that flatters the driver, no matter your skill level. On the other hand, the Lexus IS 500 is a different kind of monster. Under the hood is a glorious 5.0-liter naturally aspirated V8 producing 472 horsepower and 395 lb-ft of torque. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission driving the rear wheels, delivering old-school muscle in a modern shell. 0 to 60 takes about 4.4 seconds, not quite as quick as the M340i, but every second is drenched in a thunderous V8 soundtrack that's pure theater. It doesn't have the same technological advantage as the BMW, but it rewards the driver with a sense of occasion. Push it hard, and it responds with linear power, crisp throttle response, and a wail that's becoming increasingly rare in today's automotive landscape. The IS 500 feels alive, emotional, and thrilling in a way few modern cars can replicate. When it comes to handling, the BMW's chassis is more composed and confidence-inspiring. The adaptive dampers and rear-biased all-wheel drive system give it a neutral feel through corners. It's the car you take to the canyon roads or track days, knowing it'll deliver lap after lap. The Lexus is more of a back-road bruiser, capable, but not as surgically precise. Its steering is lighter and less communicative, and the suspension is tuned more for comfort than razor-sharp agility. It's not sloppy by any means, but it requires a more deliberate hand and rewards drivers who like to feel the rear end squirm under power. It's a thrill, but not the same kind of laser-guided thrill as the M340i. Now let's talk about practicality and daily drivability. After all, these are sedans. You want them to be fun on a Sunday morning and comfortable on a Monday commute. The BMW M340i offers decent trunk space, solid rear seat room for adults, and a respectable fuel economy of around 23 miles per gallon city and 32 highway. It's a genuinely usable performance car, with tech features that make daily life easier: adaptive cruise, parking sensors, wireless Apple CarPlay, and more. The all-wheel drive system also makes it a strong year-round performer, especially in snowy climates. The Lexus IS 500 is a bit more compromised in this regard. The rear seat is tighter, the trunk is smaller, and fuel economy takes a hit, around 17 miles per gallon city and 25 highway. That big V8, while glorious, is thirsty. But there's an upside: Lexus's legendary reliability and lower maintenance costs. The IS 500 is built to last, and ownership satisfaction tends to be very high. You might spend more at the pump, but you're less likely to see unexpected repair bills. Plus, the Lexus tends to hold its value well over time, making it a smart choice for those who plan to own long-term. Each car has its share of unique features and creature comforts. The BMW excels in driver assistance tech, with advanced systems that make long-distance driving nearly effortless. Its Harman Kardon audio system is crisp, the heads-up display is crystal clear, and the digital key feature is a cool party trick. The Lexus counters with one of the best Mark Levinson audio systems in the game, excellent seat ventilation and heating, and a naturally aspirated engine that's practically an endangered species. You buy the Lexus not just for what it has, but for what it represents: a last hurrah for purist driving in a modern world. At the end of the day, the M340i and IS 500 serve different masters. One is the razor's edge of precision, speed, and tech. The other is a love letter to raw power, simplicity, and emotion. They both deliver thrills in their own language, and the choice comes down to which dialect of driving you speak. Do you want a high-tech Bavarian scalpel or a roaring samurai sword from Japan? Stick around, because next we'll break it all down and decide which sports sedan truly reigns supreme. So, after tearing down the specs, taking the wheel, and feeling every curve, throttle punch, and corner carve, it's time to land the verdict in this heavyweight battle of sports sedans: BMW M340i versus Lexus IS 500. Both contenders come out swinging with distinct personalities, different driving philosophies, and a relentless pursuit of performance. The BMW M340i is the precise scalpel of the two, laser-focused, surgically fast, and dripping with next-generation technology. Its turbocharged inline-six is a masterpiece of efficiency and punch, delivering breathtaking acceleration with smoothness and refinement. The xDrive all-wheel drive system makes it an all-weather warrior, while the interior wraps the driver in digital luxury and intelligent design. On winding roads or morning commutes, the M340i delivers with confidence, clarity, and control. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like a better driver every time you grip the wheel. Then there's the Lexus IS 500, a beast of a different breed. Where the BMW plays it sharp and cerebral, the Lexus leads with heart and soul. Its 5.0-liter naturally aspirated V8 is the stuff of legends, howling with a voice that stirs emotion every time you hit the gas. The IS 500 isn't as quick to 60, nor is it as surgically sharp through corners, but what it lacks in precision it makes up for in character. The rear-wheel drive platform, the muscular body lines, the analog-style cockpit, it's a throwback to a purer time in driving. And that's exactly what makes it special. You don't just drive the IS 500, you feel it. Every startup, every rev, every mile has a sense of drama and occasion that's hard to replicate in today's increasingly sanitized performance segment. When it comes to practicality, both vehicles check the necessary boxes, though with differing approaches. The BMW edges ahead in fuel economy, tech, and rear seat space, making it a more practical daily performer. The Lexus counters with better long-term reliability and fewer headaches in the service bay, especially for those planning to keep the car beyond the warranty. If you prioritize efficiency, precision, and high-tech creature comforts, the BMW M340i is your clear winner. But if your heart beats for naturally aspirated soundtracks, analog charm, and a visceral connection to the road, the Lexus IS 500 sings a siren song that's hard to resist. So which one reigns supreme? The crown goes to the BMW M340i, but just by a hair. It delivers a more complete package, blending speed, luxury, handling, and everyday usability in a way that's hard to beat. But don't count the Lexus IS 500 out. It's the underdog that punches way above its weight, and for the right kind of driver, the one who values feel over figures, it might just be the better choice. In the end, choosing between these two is a matter of soul versus science, emotion versus efficiency. Now it's your turn. Which would you choose? The digital dominator from Bavaria or the fire-breathing samurai from Japan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear your take on this sports sedan showdown.